Yo, what they do, YouTube? How y'all living? What they do? What they do? What they do? Hoo. How y'all living? We about to get into the video real quick. Want to give y'all a little drip check before we start. Boom. You feel me? AI's on the feet. Boom. You feel me? AI's on the feet. You know we got the pata denim on. That's all we do. That's all we fucking do. You feel me? But yeah, we about to get in. Always dripped out. Hope y'all having a blessed day. You know what I'm saying? We just kicking it right now. I'm about to head back, get this video for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Want to give y'all, like I said, the drip check, so I can show y'all how y'all gotta do it these days. Cause a lot of people, they're not really doing it right. So I'm trying to show y'all. Anyways, I want to see y'all. Yeah, bro.
Gotta hit that like button for real.
Once upon a time, kept 100 pennies, that's 10 dimes. Throw some nines in it, throw some nines.
With it, we back here. Back here with it. You feel me? I'm about to show y'all pretty much everything you need to know about starting your own, setting up your own studio, and pretty much creating your own sound from scratch at that. What this video is pretty much going to tell you is, all right, what hardware you need to create a studio from anywhere. Now, you can set this up in a huge, high, multi-thousand-million-dollar studio, or you can set this up on under $1,000 budget. We'll see at the end of the video, but I say under $1,000 budget. If you really want a low end, you could just get all your studio equipment and start putting in that work. You feel what I'm saying? And then buy studio time once you got your demos ready. That's what I tell my little homie. You feel me? That's what I tell my little homie. He got a good setup, but I tell him, yo, just put in that work on that setup. Send me your demos. You feel me? And then we gonna go to the studio and then we'll record everything else. You feel me? And I'll be there with you, engineering you. You feel me? So I feel like I consider myself to be one of the early adopters of this shit of creating your own sound from scratch by yourself. You feel me? Like, just from your subconscious, you're creating your own sound. So that's kind of how to explain it in my words, is just your true subconscious is coming out in sound when you're in control of everything, from the creation of the beat to the recording of the vocals, and then down to the mixing and mastering of the vocals and the beat, like just carving out the sound, you feel, in the space that you want to be in. I'm gonna break down everything from the software to the hardware to building your own studio. That's where I'm gonna start. So pretty much, let's start here. The first thing we're gonna start off with is hardware. Now, hardware, you can think of this as stuff you can actually touch. You feel me? Things that you can hold in your hand. Hardware is hard. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know that hard. You're getting too close.
You're making it hard for me.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Like hardware. Like I got that piece. You feel me? Like that's all I'm gonna say. But that hardware. Like I got that hardware. You can find it. You can't find it at Home Depot though. That's not. I don't got that type of. It's exclusive. You gotta get that shit shipped. Exclusive. Anyways, let me stay on topic. Your first thing that's most important, right? Your first piece of hardware that's most important is a computer. A laptop in particular, because it's mobile and you can use it anywhere. But you know, if you want to have a desktop too, the desktops can be more powerful as well. But you can find strong laptops just as powerful. But like I said, I'm not a laptop expert, but you know, I like the MacBooks. I like them. You know what I'm saying? They're close-ended apps and they're just simple to use and things of that nature. And then there's a Windows side where I also enjoy things and features. So either will work. But a computer is pretty much the basic starting point. The next piece of equipment is going to be Well, now it's in no particular order. Like none of this is in particular order, but you're gonna need all of this for everything to work. Next thing you're gonna need, like I said, in no particular order, we're gonna get a microphone. You can get these from like a couple hundred to thousands to 50,000 to up millions, probably. I don't know, but yeah, it just depends on your budget. Work with your budget. Figure out what's your total budget and figure out what you can do with your whole studio based on everything I'm telling you. So I'm gonna tell you how everything works in the studio as well. Next, you're gonna have a so the this is a important piece right here. Focus right here is this is the interface. So what you're gonna do is this mic, right, connects into this interface, right? And when you sing into the mic, that's like your vocal sound waves, the vibrations, and the mic is capturing them. The mic is capturing them and sending them down into your interface. What your interface is doing, this is an interface, is the one I got, like, they don't no sponsor, so, but I still give them a shout out, Apollo, because it's fire. So get that joint. So what this interface does is it takes these vocal waves, the vibrations that you're singing out, and it's connected to your computer via Thunderbolt. There may be faster, but type those cables, and it translates these waves into something that your computer can understand into the digital world. And so, yeah, I'll get a little bit more into that, but yeah, pretty much it's taking your singing and translating it to something that your computer can understand and digitize. Next will be your monitors. So your monitors are right here, right? Those are your studio monitors. And I mean speakers, whatever you want to call them, but studio monitors. And I'm gonna just draw the connections though. That connects into there. That connects into there. And everything runs through your interface. You feel me? So that's kind of like the command center of the music. It kind of like runs everything. So the speakers, they run into the interface. Both monitors run into the interface. You're gonna connect those. A pair of headphones. You're gonna connect those studio headphones though. You want flat headphones so you can hear the natural sound of it. You don't want like bass boosted headphones. I mean, anything would work. Just know what the relative sound is, I guess, for a completed product. But for me, I prefer flat headphones to mix and hear the true sound of everything. So you plug your interface into the headphones, right? And you plug the monitors into the interface. So you're gonna plug your mic goes into your preamp, okay? Now, what your mic is pretty much, you're taking all those vocals, all the vocal waves, the vibrations that you're creating from your voice. You're taking all of those from the mic, and they're traveling down into the preamp, okay? The preamp is kind of, as the name suggests, a pre-amplifier. It amplifies your voice going into the interface, okay? So you don't need an interface technically. I mean, you don't need a preamp, but I like to use them to control, kind of give you more control over the mic. But yeah, so your mic goes into the preamp, and this will allow you to control a few things about your mic input. So that preamp then connects into the interface, okay? So pretty much you're taking your vibrational music waves, they're going into the preamp, you're kind of playing with the levels a little bit. Then it's sending them to the um, interface, and this interface is kind of like the command center of everything. That's digitizing your vocal waves and your vocal vibrations into digital, something digital that the computer can understand. Digital bits, I guess you can call it. And so, like I said, it goes from your singing down into your preamp, control the vocals, into your interface, then into your computer. Okay? That's as far as your vocal path. That's your vocal path right there. So, as I said, you're going to need some headphones, some flat headphones connected into the interface, and then your monitors, which you're going to hear everything out of. Studio monitors, because they'll let you hear stereo, or they'll let you hear stereo sound. And as I said, good for mixing as well. But when you're mixing, you're going to want to mix on everything, a mono speaker, your phone, AirPods, everything, because nowadays you just want to cover all bases from what everybody's going to hear your music on. So that's pretty much that. Like I said, it's not that complicated, as I'm saying, to record yourself. Now, mic is laptop, mic, microphone, interface, and optional preamp, and then monitors and headphones, right? And that's all you need if you're just a vocalist. If you're just a vocalist and you just want to record yourself, record demos, or actually record full songs that you can put out, then this is all you need, okay? Hardware wise. And then I put here a hard drive, because just, you're gonna need that space. You got hella space. You're gonna need your music on a hard drive. So get a nice hard drive. And then I put another one down here, because you're gonna need that backup. You always need that backup on the line. Hey, yo, shorty. My shorty now, so you know what I'm saying, gonna throw some shit. Alright then. Sorry, now I'm just joking, but you always need that backup, because you could have thousands of dollars on your hard drive and, shit gets somehow fucked up, which has happened to me before. And so that's how I learned that lesson, to double up on a hard drive, because it contains all your shit. So double that shit up just in case. And now, if you want to produce your own stuff too, this is another thing you're going to need, is a MIDI keyboard right down here. So, and preferably with a nice little beat pad section right there if you want to do some drums and different stuff, but that's what I prefer. Arturia has a nice one that I use. Like I said, no sponsorship, so I don't know if I'll put this in there actually. But this MIDI keyboard will allow you to control any instrument you want. If you want to play the flute will then be translated on these keys. If you want to play the guitar, anything. If you want to chop up a sample and then play the sample on the keyboard, it's all, that MIDI keyboard will help you create everything you need as a producer. So, and that MIDI keyboard then hooks up to, I believe it hooks up to like something directly to the computer, like USB or something. So don't quote me on that, but yeah, it hooks up for sure. Just figure it out, but it works. So yeah, that shit is beautiful right there. That's your whole setup. That's all you need. Boom, right there. Hardware done. Now we get into the software. Software, as you see on the screen here. Now there's plenty of software to choose from. Logic Pro, Ableton, Cube, I don't know, all of that. But what I personally use is to produce. I use FL Studios. That's just how I feel has the best producing things for me. And then Pro Tools for my vocals. I just feel like I get the crispest vocals on Pro Tools. But it's all the same. You can do everything on any platform. It just, you have to know how to utilize and use the platform. So it's all the same. Just choose what you like. But those are my personal preferences. And if you're gonna be following me on this channel, then those are what I'm gonna be teaching on, because that's what I know and use, and that's what I want to teach. Because I don't give a fuck about that other bullshit. I could, you know what I'm saying? That's the hardware and basic software you need to cook up music. I'm gonna get more into the software next. And like I said, you can find all of these for a couple $100 each to thousands and thousands each. So find your budget and find what's good for you. And yeah, you'll be able to have a full setup and get good quality stuff. And even if you have a room dedicated to it that you can soundproof, that would be even better. You feel me? So yeah, I'm gonna get into the software now. Currently, it's about 6 a.m. But you know, we with it. We with the shits all fucking day. You feel me? And plus, I'm on that nighttime schedule. Like I really just be working at night, cause that's just what my vibes are. I like that sunset into the nighttime. Like that's my preferable. And then I like the early mornings. You feel me? But that midday, that's not really my vibes. You feel me? So I try to sleep during that time. Okay, so this is Pro Tools, and this is pretty much for what I used to record vocals, and I think it works great. So the next thing so that's the software, that's the program that you need, right? Now within the program, there's other things as well. There's other things that you need within the program as well. So for vocals, once you record your vocals, you need to mix your vocals. Like you can just record raw vocals in Pro Tools, but if you just wanna mix it, if you just want to record raw vocals, you can record raw vocals and like send it to an engineer. You don't need anything, any plugins, effects, or anything, right? But if you want to actually like mix and or use a preset to just automatically mix one of your tracks, you don't need to do any work, but you still need the plugins, right? Or the effects. So what these effects are once you record your vocals into, as I was telling you, the microphone, it sends it to the interface into the computer. Now that digital soundbite is in the program, as you see digital soundbites here. And that digital soundbite is now, once it's on the computer, we're going to mix that sound, because the microphone and the computer and all that transference might have taken away some natural essence of what actually occurred in the microphone when you sang it. This is gonna mix that vocal and kind of tweak and shape the sound of that vocal how you want it. So for instance, like these are called effects. Now an effect is once you have a melody or a vocal or a sound bite down, the effects are to tweak or change that melody sonically, or you feel what I'm saying? So the first effect that you guys mostly will know is auto-tune. So for instance, auto-tune is one of the most popular effects that it kind of helps to tune your voice naturally. So you'll hear before and after auto-tune using that and the changes it makes. So you see how it's changing the sonics of that vocal. You feel what I'm saying? So other things are like EQs. So EQs kind of help to shape and carve the sound as well. But I'll do a whole video on EQs, you feel me? Because that's a whole thing. But other things is reverb, how something echoes in a room. Do you want it to sound like it was sung in an opera? Or do you want it to sound like it was outside? Or, I don't know, just different reverbs. You feel what I'm saying? Echoes and natural patterns. So, there's different types of effects, and different companies make different effects. You feel what I'm saying? Auto-tune is like there's auto-tune, and then Antares auto-tune. Antares is the company who makes an auto-tune. So there's different types of auto-tune, and there's different there's auto-tune is pretty much the basic thing, but there's different companies who make their versions of auto-tune. You feel what I'm saying? So there's different types of reverbs. Different companies make different reverbs. So every reverb is going to kind of have different effects. Now, essentially what these auto tunes and what what an EQ is technically used to be hardware. And now because we're in a digital age, those huge studios that needed all that hardware, now that's all in your computer. You dig what I'm saying? So you don't need that shit anymore. So it's all in your computer. So imagine all of these an EQ. Imagine that as a huge box that's like in a room. Now it's just in your computer, and you can just get it on your computer and have it there. And like I said, it's just digital versus analog, but still I think the vocal sound is great and amazing, and I'll hear you and show you, you know, what I do on it. You know, but that's beside the point. Anyways, so like I said, so fuck, where was I? Okay, so yeah, like I said, those are effects, and those are like effects to add to your vocals and to your instruments as well if you're a producer. So you have a bunch of different effects. If you're a producer, it's even different effects as well, even more. Vocal and producing effects are slightly different, but you can use them interchangeably as well, depending. And so, like I said, there's a whole bunch of different effects, and that changes the sound of it. The sound of things and the sound of your vocals. So if you're an artist, a recording artist, a vocalist, and you want to record yourself, but you don't want to learn mixing and you don't want to deal with an engineer, and then that's what I can help you with. Is I can pretty much create, you purchase a file from me. You double click the file. Once you double click the file, a whole template opens. So that template is already mixed and mastered for you. It's like a base template. So you pretty much record into that, record into your mic, and it'll mix and master your session for you. Obviously, each session is different, so you know you can tweak it as you want each song. But that's why I make different templates for different songs and different styles, as well as you can tweak them yourself. But as I say, you don't even need to tweak them. Like I could pretty much just have one template and make a whole album off of one template. You feel what I'm saying? Like you don't need much. It's just you literally double click, open a session, everything mixed and mastered for you. You really once you do that, you can send it to another engineer to even tweak it from there. But this will allow you to live hear it as you record it, and you don't need to depend on anybody. That's why I created it. You feel what I'm saying? So you can pretty much, everybody who's a recording artist can pretty much record themselves and hear themselves live feedback. You dig me? So hear themselves live feedback without an engineer, without any of that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's really the base of that. You really have a bunch of preset templates, and these are the vocal chains, and I'll drop a link below so you guys can see. But if you don't want to learn any of that mixing yourself, this is a great option for you. So I'll get into that in other videos as well. But let's continue the video. So now if you're a producer, I'm going to show you another thing. I'm going to show you now some plugins that you use as a producer. So so the mini keyboard I was talking about, right? Now you can connect this mini keyboard into Pro Tools, but as I said, I prefer to connect it into, you connect it to your computer and it go through it in through FL. FL Studio is where I prefer to produce. So now we're in FL, and I'm gonna show you how FL kind of sets it up. So you'll record your vocals and stuff, and then you'll send them to the mixer here. Now this mixer, when you open it, it's gonna have a bunch of stuff. You're like, what's what? I mean, if you have stuff, at first it's gonna be blank. But even when you first start, you'll have all of this stuff over here: distortion, reverb, and like I said, those are the effects to put on your instruments. You feel what I'm saying? It has like reverb, all of that here built in here. Some come with it, some you have to purchase. But there's another thing called VST plugins, right? Now, if you want to add VST plugins, these are, remember how I told you about your MIDI keyboard? Now, how you can play flutes or guitars or anything off your MIDI keyboard? Now, this is what I was talking about. You use a plugin to pretty much your plugin. So for instance, a type of plugin will be a popular one is Omnisphere, right? So a popular one is Omnisphere. Now, pretty much Omnisphere has a bunch of sounds built into it. So you're gonna go through the selection of sounds and you're gonna see, okay, these are the guitars Omnisphere has on it. Omnisphere has, let's see, okay, let's go to the guitars, right? And it has a bunch of guitars on here. So you're gonna be able to go through a bunch of different style guitars and hear the different ones. Your MIDI keyboard is gonna play the different notes on the guitar, the different notes on the flute, whatever you choose in your plugins, and that's a plugin. So the plugin is, you're gonna use your MIDI keyboard. The plugins are kind of like instruments. So instruments are loaded onto that plugin. You can choose from many instruments, and that pretty much, once that plugin is loaded, you then use your MIDI keyboard to then play the keys of the plugin. And so that's the difference between the plugins and the effects. The plugins are sounds loaded that you can play from your MIDI keyboard. The effects are, once you record the sounds from your keyboard or once you record the vocals, that's what, once you record those, the effects then change and alter the sonics of that vocal or of that guitar or of that piano. But the plugins are the actual guitar or pianos that you're recording for the beat. You see what I'm saying? And so you can record vocals from FL as well. So I have presets for FL Studios and Pro Tools, and Ableton and more are coming soon. But like I said, the channel is going to be teaching about Pro Tools and FL. So that's the difference between your hardware, your software, your program. So your hardware is like your mic, your monitors, your laptop, your interface, your preamp, your MIDI, your drives, everything you can hold. Then you have the programs loaded onto your computer. My battery's dying, that's why I'm talking so fast. So you have your programs loaded onto the computer, which then is where you can control all of the music recorded. Now, once on those programs, that then breaks down. You have, if you're just recording vocals, you have effects. Those effects alter your vocals so that you can mix your vocals or use a preset to mix your vocals, or send to an engineer. They'll have those themselves. But if you want to hear it on your computer live, you need them on your computer. And then on the FL side, if you want to produce, you have the plugins, which the plugins are what you play on your MIDI to. Those are the different sounds that you can play off of your MIDI to produce. And then you can use effects then to alter the plugins. You see what I'm saying? So that's literally probably all you need. I don't know if I'm missing anything. Maybe I'll add it if I think of it, but that's literally all you need. Now, the plugins and the programs can get more expensive, but you can do everything for free. And yeah, so pretty much that's the levels. If you don't want to purchase any effects or anything, boom, you record your vocals, you get Pro Tools or FL, boom, stock effects. And now, like I said, you got a little bit more, you want to invest in some effects, you buy the mid-tier. Boom. I'll also show you how to mix it yourself on later videos, so just stay tuned for those. So you wouldn't really need to even buy any. That's why I'm making this channel, is to give y'all information to do it yourselves. But these are for also people who just want to get it done and who are learning, who want to hear a final product right now and are just learning how to do it themselves. Because the goal is so you guys can carve out your own mix yourself. You carve your own sound out from scratch. You can mix everything, the whole sound. And you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show y'all the way. Like, I'm trying to give y'all the sauce because, you know, like, I'm drippy as fucking, like, really, like, but at the same time, I'm just real. Like, I'm one of the last real ones left, one of the true real ones. You feel what I'm saying? And so I want to give y'all the sauce and give the youth the upcoming sauce because we in a digital age and this shit wasn't possible before. And so I'm really like I'm really one of the few people really doing this shit out. And so I wanted to show y'all what it is. And I haven't dropped anything yet because I just been perfecting my craft. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I got that mama mentality in the studio like that, bruh. It's on different levels. So now my first tape about to drop. Not album, you feel me? Now my first tape about to drop. Fully produced, mixed, mastered by myself. And it might have like one or two guest producers, but everything else, bruh, I did. You feel what I'm saying? That was straight me. And y'all can see and tell me the quality and then tell me, all right, bet. If it's, you know what I'm saying? Tell me, damn, that shit's amazing, Jay. Like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Then bet, come back here and you know what I'm saying? So, and I use similar to what I use on my products on my own shit. That's what I'm saying, and that's how I start. Cause I didn't feel like mixing every time, so I just started making templates, and then boom, I would start recording. All right, bet. So I'm like, how can I help somebody who doesn't even know how to mix, how to do this? You feel what I'm saying? So that's what this is. But besides that is, yeah, I'm just giving y'all the sauce on everything I've learned because I want to give back to y'all. I feel like I graduated myself, and I want to give y'all the knowledge to create your own music from scratch. You feel what I'm saying? Or if you want to just be a vocalist or a musician and get beats from other places. Because, you know, I do recommend dialing in on one thing at a time. Like, I didn't learn all this shit at one time. This was years of just consistent, like, and I work more than, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is what I do. I does this, like, so, but we gonna get into it more, but that's really, like, I'm wrapping it up there. I'm telling you, this shit is simple. So, it's not simple, but it's complex. It's simple, but complex at the same time. You did me? So, as I'm saying, like, that's why I'm making this channel is to give y'all the sauce on everything. Like, and I make some entertaining stuff. I make some just informative stuff. Like, I'm gonna be getting into it on here, but I wanted to teach y'all really the sauce and what, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's really going down here. But you can really just, anybody who wants can start recording themselves. And if you don't want to learn mixing, you can buy these presets and they'll mix everything for you. If you do want to learn mixing, then boom, learn mixing. And like I said, I'm about to teach y'all too when I drop these videos as well. And I'm gonna show y'all how I make these presets in the first place, so you won't need to buy them. But yeah, so that's pretty much how that all works. And besides that, as far as that's, I wanted to give y'all the sauce on, boom, y'all can really like gather up all the hardware and software and start making great ass music from your bedroom. And then every day putting in that work, consistently putting in that work. You don't gotta drop every song, but it's like the more trash songs you make, the more fire ones you gonna get. And then as you get better, that gap is gonna close. You might make 500 songs. Like, I might have made 500 songs before I ever made like maybe even 5 good ones. Then now it's maybe like 100 songs. Then it was like 50. Then it's 20. That was like, yo, damn near every song I get on, I know it's gonna go crazy because one, I know how to select the beats, but then two is like, if it's not getting dropped. You feel what I'm saying? Like, only he's getting dropped. So that's what I'm saying. But I know I found my style. You gotta find your style. Put in that work and effort to find your style. you got to put in that work and effort to find your style. You feel what I'm saying? Because everybody's going to have a different style, a different sound. You're going to get on different beats. You might have written dope lyrics, but you didn't put it on the right beat. So I'm going to work with y'all. We're going to make this a community. I'm going to help y'all and teach y'all, you feel what I'm saying? And give y'all the sauce. So subscribe to this shit and put that notification on, like this shit, you know what I'm saying? Make this go crazy. So because the content gonna go crazy. And also obviously go follow my music channel, because I'm dropping a tape ASAP. Probably when this shit is out, it'll be out. So that's my first joint I dropped, my first tape. I haven't really released too much before that because like I said, I'm a perfectionist. I perfect the craft, so I needed to perfect producing. Started producing and I was like, fuck this shit is trash. I don't know how to do this shit. Then I tried to find beats and I was like, damn, y'all are trash. So then from the ones I was finding, because it's hard to find them, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know where to look, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go back. Started producing, I was like, damn, I'm making heat. Didn't have much plugins, so I started just sampling. Then I was like, you can't really release samples without the clearance, so I got some plugins, boom, 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 learn how to, play the MIDI. Now, this channel is also teaching you don't even need a MIDI. You can produce just from a mouse. So I'm going to teach y'all that too, just producing from a mouse. And that's really like what's going down for real. Like I'm telling y'all, like we about to give y'all the sauce and then some, we about to give y'all some entertainment too. We gonna give y'all some culture and we gonna culture y'all and show y'all how we living too as well. But yeah, like I said, go follow my main channel. I'm gonna be dropping just like music on that. That's all I drop on that. So yeah, like I just drop music videos and like I said, some vlogs.